At Forrester, Ridge urged Liam not to sleepwalk into a marriage to Hope. Ridge was convinced that Liam was in a situation of Bill's making, and Liam's feelings for Hope didn't matter because Bill had positioned Liam out of Bill's path to Steffi. Ridge asked if Liam would just let Bill have her without questioning it. Liam said he loved Steffi, but there were some questions to which he didn't want to know the answer. Liam felt that he'd had enough. Ridge exclaimed that the misinformation had originated from Bill, who was counting on Liam being too hurt to question it. Ridge said Liam needed to ask himself who lied to him consistently, Steffi or his father. Ridge asked where Liam had gotten his misinformation, but Liam said he didn't have to reveal how he knew what he knew. Ridge insisted that Bill had found someone that Liam trusted and had given them the bad information, knowing they'd take it back to Liam. Ridge didn't think the person was a liar, the person was just wrong. Ridge believed they knew who the liar was. At Katie's house, Katie figured that her advice about Liam sounded awful, and she asked Wyatt if she was a terrible person. Wyatt felt that the title belonged to his father. She said that what Bill had done with the stunt at the office had been despicable, but Wyatt had to question why he and Liam had been so ready to believe that Steffi would be with Bill again. Katie questioned why Liam wouldn't believe Steffi when she'd said nothing was going on. Wyatt believed it was because he'd told Liam something different. Katie said it was because Liam knew Steffi and had realized something that Katie had had to learn the hard way: someone who cheated once would cheat again. At the Cliff House, Bill didn't believe that he was nothing to Steffi. Steffi responded that he was her father-in-law. He replied that it was a situation of their own making when they decided to follow the rules. Bill had decided to stay married, and Steffi had sought a more appropriate boyfriend. Bill had done all he could to keep her at arm's length but still in proximity due to his sons, however, it hadn't worked out well for them. Bill explained that Steffi's marriage was over, and Liam was marrying his true love. Bill felt that they were surrounded by hypocrites, and he wondered why they should be alone when, together, they could have it all. Steffi said she hadn't conveyed that she was alone, but Bill concluded that she was by herself in the house. She replied that it was her home. Insisting that it was a house, Bill said she hadn't had to go into debt to keep it. He offered to give her back her money and said they could make it their home. Steffi insisted that it was hers and Liam's. Maybe once upon a time, Bill quipped and asked if she wanted to show him the nursery. Steffi didn't. She wanted him to take his anger and pain and leave. Bill believed Steffi kept telling him to go because she was overdosed on desperation and concerned that he wasn't good enough for her reputation. Steffi asserted that Bill didn't know her because, if he did, he'd know that she was in love with Liam, and it wouldn't change even if Liam decided to never return. Later, Bill, who was alone in Steffi's living room, called Wyatt and asked how the Ferrari was driving. When Wyatt said it wasn't bad, Bill figured that Wyatt had to be doing something wrong because the car handled like a dream. Wyatt agreed that he was doing something wrong. Bill told Wyatt not to be cute. Bill didn't want Wyatt to go running to his brother, either. Bill said Liam would marry his true love in a few days, and everything would work out wonderfully for them all. Steffi. Bill called through the house. Scoffing, Wyatt said he'd fallen for that trick already. Through the phone, Wyatt heard an annoyed Steffi reply that she'd be right there. Bill told Wyatt that the car was only the beginning. Bill ended the call, and Steffi returned to the room with a bunch of gifts that Allison had sent on Bill's behalf for the baby. Though Steffi appreciated the thought, she couldn't accept them. He asked why, and she said she wouldn't lie to Liam about who'd given them. Bill doubted Liam and Hope would care about it. Steffi asked Bill to tell Liam that she'd given them back, but Bill said he didn't talk to Liam. Then where did he get the idea that you and I are together? Steffi asked. She decided that she'd ask Bill one more time if he'd said or done something to change Liam's mind. Bill insisted that he and Liam didn't talk. Steffi knew that Bill had done something. Bill said he could throw around accusations, too, but he really just wanted to protect her and her mother. Steffi's face darkened. Picking up the bags, Bill said he'd take them to the car, thereby giving her a chance to remember herself. When Bill returned to the house, Steffi said she didn't want him to think she wasn't grateful. Bill replied that she had a funny way of showing it. Bill asked what she'd ever promised him and expressed that he wasn't big on one-way relationships. Steffi asked if she shouldn't try with her marriage if there was a chance. Bill replied that there was nothing to save. In Bill's view, the marriage didn't exist legally or practically, and he said Hope and Liam would marry soon. Bill believed he could be patient if he knew that Steffi knew what she had in him. "I do, Bill," Steffi replied. Bill liked the sound of those words from her mouth. Steffi asked Bill to go. Bill took a painting off the wall. He said he was taking the de Kooning with him. "That's not what it is," she replied. He stated that it was worth more than the house, and he'd return it when she was more amenable to accepting gifts. Before going, Bill said there weren't many people who hurt him, and few got to do it twice. Back at Katie's house, Wyatt and Katie discussed the call he'd had with his father. He didn't know where his father had been, but Steffi had been there, too. Katie asked what it told Wyatt, but Wyatt didn't think it told him anything because that type of thing was what Bill did. Wyatt said Bill was always pestering Steffi to go back to him. Katie didn't think it looked as if Steffi was sending Bill away. Katie stated that Steffi and Bill had a history, and Katie had been a part of it. Katie firmly believed that Hope and Liam would be together if it hadn't been for Bill and Steffi's conspiring against the couple, and Katie asked Wyatt not to help Bill and Steffi do it again. Katie reminded Wyatt that Bill was also giving Wyatt the acknowledgement Wyatt longed for. Wyatt thought it was more of a bribe than acknowledgement. Katie said that Wyatt couldn't save Liam's marriage, which had already ended in an annulment. She stated that it wasn't Wyatt's problem to solve, it was theirs. Wyatt's phone rang, and he mirthlessly laughed upon seeing that it was Liam calling. Liam wanted to see Wyatt. Wyatt said he was on his way to the office. Not wanting to set foot in the office, Liam decided to meet in the parking lot. Wyatt asked if Liam was a spy. "No, are you?" Liam quipped. Wyatt stated that he'd see Liam soon. After the call, Katie asked what Liam wanted. Wyatt responded that the real question was what Wyatt wanted. She asked what he'd say to Liam. Wyatt didn't know. Katie claimed to care about Liam and be his friend. She said she wouldn't wish the pain she'd been through on anyone. She didn't believe Liam would be able to look at Steffi and not remember the night. It would always be between the couple. It would tear them apart, and Wyatt wouldn't be able to spare Liam pain. On the other hand, Katie reasoned that Wyatt had a future to consider. Katie believed Bill would disown Wyatt and ruin him in business. She said Bill would go after her to hurt Wyatt, and Bill would use Will as a pawn. She didn't want Wyatt to see it as a loyalty pledge because Wyatt deserved everything Bill was dangling at him. Katie believed that Wyatt wanted to do right by Liam and that Hope was right for him. Katie also warned Wyatt to do what was right for himself and for him and Katie. In the Spencer parking lot, Liam waited for Wyatt. When Liam heard an engine roaring as it neared, he murmured, "Oh, crap." Liam tried to walk off, but Wyatt pulled up in the Ferrari and called to his brother. Liam was surprised to see Wyatt in the car, and not their father, but Liam was even more surprised when Wyatt said Bill had given it to him. Liam asked if Wyatt had landed a gigantic account or something. Wyatt asked who knew why Bill did the things he did. "We do," Liam answered, adding, "We know why." Wyatt replied that it was merely a car. Liam didn't want to begrudge Wyatt, who Liam thought deserved things for his hard work. Liam felt that Bill was lucky to have Wyatt. Wyatt replied that it felt more like their father owned him. Liam thought Wyatt was the only person who could be loyal to Bill and Liam at the same time. Wyatt changed the subject to Hope being excited about the wedding. Liam affirmed it and said he and Hope both were, but Wyatt assumed it was hard because of Steffi. Liam said that Steffi kept insisting that he and Wyatt were wrong. Liam added that he hadn't told her about Wyatt's part in it specifically. Liam was confused because Steffi seemed sincere, but Liam kept thinking about what Wyatt had seen. Wyatt started stammering. Liam said he wasn't calling Wyatt a liar, but Liam needed to ask Wyatt again because Liam was getting married. "Steffi and Dad, you're positive they're still involved?" Liam asked.